Hi there, this is Trish Robichaux here at MS Relief. And I'm here today, we're making a little video for you to show you how to create posts on the MS Relief website. You're watching this video likely because you are a guest blogger at MS Relief, and we are thrilled to have you as a volunteer, and we want to make your job as simple as possible. The first thing that you're going to need to do, as I just did, was I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of the page. On the right-hand side, this is the back door to our website. Right here where it says WordPress Admin. I'm going to click there. And it's going to load the login page. There we go. And this is Changing Paces support team, and it was for MS Relief posts. Okay, so looks like yes. Okay. Don't need that. All right, so once you're logged in, you're going to now have a blackish colored bar, dark bar at the top. And it says welcome over here. You can edit your profile here. And over here, you will have the ability to go to the dashboard, which is what I want to do. I'm going to go to the dashboard. And from there, we're going to create a new post. All right. The only thing that you have to worry about in here is this post area right here. You don't need, you can go to here to update your profile if you want to, but please do not touch anything else in here. We are here to create a post. So we're going to go to post and then add new. All right. And it's going to open a brand new post for us. And while it's doing that, I'm going to show you the article that I'm going to post. I got this off of WebMD. It is okay to post content that you found elsewhere on the internet as long as you give credit from where it came. Credit to where it came. So first I'm going to do is copy my title. Just copying and pasting. And there we go. And I'm going to come in here. I am going to have a look, see how long this article is. I may or may not choose to print the entire article. If we have articles to repost that are very lengthy, I definitely encourage those of you who are doing posts to just post, let's say, 3 or 4 paragraphs. And especially if that 4th paragraph is one where it would be a reasonable place for it to cut off. And then you add underneath a read more, which is a link back to the entire article. Okay, so this article in particular is not that long, so I'm going to select the entire thing. All right, now I don't know if you've ever noticed before, but when you copy something from rich text format where it's been formatted and it has links and, all of that fancy stuff, or it's got an image embedded in there, whatever, if you paste that directly into your new post, it may or may not look like what you want it to look like. All right. So if that happens, if you find that the formatting is all really wonky, I encourage you go to Notepad, which comes with Windows, all right, and then paste your content in there and then copy it from WordPad into this area, into the body of your post. Okay, so that's an alternate way. I'm just going to post it below to show you. Posted it below. See, now it's in plain text format. So I would need to identify my headings wherever they are, put my links in where they belong. So this came out all cleaned up, no formatting whatsoever. So that is a strategy if you have problems with formatting. Start from scratch. Okay. Oftentimes with computers, it's way easier to start from scratch than it is to fix something that is currently not working. Okay, so I'm going to, and this little link in here, how to assess how well you're managing your multiple sclerosis. Okay, and that's taking to some other article on, oh, that's interesting. It's a little slideshow of some kind, I guess. So let's leave that in there. That's kind of fun. We want to give that to our readers. All right, so we're going to leave that in there. All right, and I'm going to pull this up. Now, in order for websites to be fully accessible, not only to people who use screen readers, but also to the search engines, it's important to effectively tag in order to make, as I said, to make your posts, to make them searchable by search engines as well as accessible by people who use screen readers. It's important for titles to be called headings. You see how when I'm on this text here, it says format up here, but when I've highlighted a title, it's categorized it as a heading. That is vital. Headings have to be called headings. All right, that's vital. All right, so we're just going to make sure that that one there is also a heading. Okay, good. And I'm going to say this probably should be a heading too. Let's call this a heading as well. Check with your doctor. That's a pretty important one here. And it leads into all of the rest underneath in these bullets here. Okay, so this is a nice little another nice little article. Now that we've got it pasted in here, we are going to quote our source. So you can say republished from, or you could say source. All right. Now, when I put the name of the source or the link for the source, I like to call this by its name, by the site by its name. So for example, this one is called WebMD. So instead of putting this entire link, excuse me, I'm going to move this. Instead of putting this entire link up here as the source, I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put WebMD. Whoops. Got MS on the mind. All right, now I will make that text, WebMD, is going to be my hyperlink. And this is called anchor text. The text below that I have selected is the anchor text. And now I'm going to attach a link. I'm going to embed a link in that anchor text. And my title is going to be click here to go to source article. There we go. Add link. All right. And my practice, I like to bold the source at the bottom. Just gives some little extra bit of credibility there. Just saying that it's important. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this document as a draft. All right. I'm going to save it as a draft. Okay. So I'm saving. And now that I have my content and I have my title, I can do a preview, see what it looks like. And we're loading. There we go. All right, so we have our title of the article at the top, and we have subtitles. I got to take the period off of that one there. And everything looks okay. Let's test the links in here while we're here, making sure that's a good one. And whoops. What just happened there was I clicked on the link and it took me completely away from MS Relief. So that means I need to go back to my link and I need to check here. Open link in new window. Definitely. Anytime you are embedding a link to a page other than the MS Relief website, then you should always make these links open to a new page. Okay, so we are going, and that one already does. and should be, I'm going to say click here to read about sensitivity to heat. Click here to read about sensitivity to heat. All right, and it's going to open a new window. And you know what? I'm not going to label every single one of these. In fact, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to unlink this links here. All right, so I selected it, and therapist, I can take that one out too. All right, whoops. No. Unlink. Thank you. All right, so we have a period to remove here, and the rest is good. I'm going to leave the rest the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to save to update my changes. Then, when the page reloads, we are going to pick our categories. And categories, the difference between categories and tags is this. Categories are broad topics, whereas tags are details, fine details, okay? So for example, this particular category, I'm gonna looking for exercise, yes. I am also going to see if we have anything else in here that, those are, anything else here that's relevant? No. Exercise, maybe treatment, maybe, no, maybe not. But I am going to add, no, I can't. All right, let's not. All right, so exercise is our category. All right. But tags are far more detailed. So exercise with MS would be a tag. Exercise, and notice how I put a comma between them, and with multiple sclerosis, comma, we are going to say MS and exercise. We're going to say multiple sclerosis and exercise. And I'm probably also going to do, let's do exercise with MS and exercise with multiple sclerosis. Okay, so now I have a whole slew of tags. I'm going to select that. Control A to select everything, Control C to copy. And I'm going to copy my tags into my SEO details. Okay, into this particular area. Meta keywords go down here, and that's where I'm going to paste my tags. So you paste tags in meta keywords. I could have started with my cursor in meta keywords and typed all these in here and then copied and pasted them into tags, but do the same thing. Now I'm going to add my tags, and you see it adds them to a list here. Okay. Now, in terms of my description in this area, it needs to be filled in. In terms of meta description, we create this to maximize our opportunity for SEO, which is search engine optimization. So we have an opportunity on the post page to maximize our SEO by creating an effective meta description. Now, a meta description, at times you might find your best solution is to reuse a portion of your first paragraph of your article. But that all depends on how well your article is written. The bottom line to remember is that the description you paste, the text that you paste into the meta description area, is going to be the text that appears if the post itself lands on Google's search results page. So underneath the name of the post, which would be a hyperlink on the Google search results page, underneath of that you usually see a description, and that is going to be what we're creating here. So our description has to be both concise and relevant. So the important thing is that not only is it short and sweet, but it also has to be a direct reflection of what's going on in the article, as well as it has to be something that's going to capture people's attention. All right, so it has to be informative and concise and engaging, and oh yeah, it also has to be no more than 150 characters. So just a little bit longer than a Twitter tweet. And finally, we have custom title tag, and we're going to use multiple sclerosis and exercise. We're going to copy and paste. Okay. Now, in terms of what else is on this page that you need to worry about, and I'm going to say pretty well nothing. I'm closing all these. You don't have to worry about these as a guest blogger. And showing, yes. Your signature will automatically display at the bottom of the page. We will have pre-configured your signature file before you start creating posts for MS Relief. So we are now filling in the fields in our SEO plugin requirement here. All right, so the only thing you got to worry about is the title, the description, and the keywords. And the keywords are exactly what you would put into your tags, and the description is basically the first paragraph, and the title is the exact same as the title at the top of your post. Okay, so now we have our categories, where we chose exercise as a category, and you know what, I'm just looking to see if there's anything in here for physical therapy or whatever. There is not. That might be. Now, as a guest blogger, you do not have the ability to create categories. You can create tags on your own, but you don't have the ability to create categories. If you find that there is definitely a category that we should be using for the particular post that you're doing, but it's not on the list, then you will need to email Linda directly, and she will add that category for you. Okay, so at this point, we're just going to do a quick save again. So now we have our article, we have our reference link to our source, we have our SEO set up, we have our categories set up. I'm just going to have a quick view, and she's going to load it. So the only thing we have left to do is to dig up some photos to throw in here. Okay, so now I'm going to check each of these links, and that one is not opening to a new window, so I gotta go here and open in a new window. Same with this one, open in a new window. So always, anytime a link is taking the visitor, whoops, that wasn't a good thing. Not supposed to publish. Not supposed to publish. Okay, well, this one just got published. Okay. All right, so just going back to testing my links, making sure that they're all right, all working well. And there we go. Exercise program. There, it's taking you to fitness and exercise article. Now, ideally, when you are embedding links like this type into your article, if you're taking the article from somewhere else, those links are driving our traffic somewhere else. So I'm actually decided I'm going to strip these links out. I can select the whole paragraph and unlink them all at once. Okay. This one was a really cool tool, so I'm going to leave that there. And I am actually going to strip this one as well. If we had articles, if we find that we have articles on MS Relief that address some of the issues brought up in the article, then we're far better off to link back to our own website as opposed to somebody else's website. So that's why I unlinked those. Okay, so our category is exercise. We've got our tags in here. We've got our content. The only thing now is we need to inject a few images. So I am going over to Google. And once I get to Google, I'm going to go to Google Images, clicking up here on Google Images. And I'm going to type in the word exercise. And just for fun, I'm going to type in MS and see what I get. Go with it. Oh, here we go. That's a really cool concept. There we go. All right. Now, the thing with images that you have to remember is to make sure that the image you've chosen to use is not copyrighted. Okay? And the best way to figure that out is to click on the image and go to its source. So I'm going to its source, and in order to do that, I close the image, and it's taking me to the source. And this is the MS Society, I guess, in New Zealand, all right? And this image does not give credit to where it comes from. It's not on a website that is selling this image. This MS Society of New Zealand is not trying to sell this image, so it's not likely copyrighted. Okay. If it was copyrighted, it would probably be coming from a website where they want you to buy the image, or the image somehow, like when you hover over it or when you click on it, it will give you credit as to where it comes from. So because we're not seeing it give credit anywhere, then we can safely assume that this image is not copyrighted. So I'm going to copy that image, save image as. I'm going to save it to a temporary place on my hard drive when the window finally pops up. And I'm going to my desktop, and I have a folder on my desktop where I save random files that can be deleted at any point in the future. Okay, here's my random temp download folder. That's right on my desktop. Okay, and this image is woman doing cartwheels. Text says MS. What did it say? MS Y exercise. It says MS Y exercise. Okay? Now the reason why I haven't just given the file a name like exercise with MS or anything else for that matter, I have given it actually, instead of just a name, I've given the file a description. I've given it, the file name a description. And the purpose of that is so that when I go to use it on the website, it will retain what it calls image tags. All right, so I'm going to go back to the website now. All right, and I really like this image for the primary image. So I'm going to put this at the top of my post. All right, I drop my cursor at the top of the post. I go to upload or insert images, which pop-up says add media. All right, I'm going to the add media window. I'm going to click on select files. Now I'm going to go to my desktop because I know it's in my random folder. So it's in random temp downloads. And this starts with the word woman. Woman doing cartwheels right there. All right, so I double click on it. It's uploading it to our media library. Once it has completed the upload, you'll see a little thumbnail of the image. The first thing you need to do is copy the name of the file. This is the reason why you gave it a description instead of just ABC image, okay? And we're going to paste it into the field called alternate text. That is where we need to post the description of the image in order for search engines to recognize what the picture is, and for people with visual disabilities to recognize what the picture is without seeing it. Okay? Now in the title area, we have to put whatever we want the cursor, if you hovered your cursor over the image and you wanted it to say something, That's what you put there. Woman doing cartwheels. And in this case, I don't need to change it. I'm going to leave it the same. All right. But if that image was, for example, a link to go to click to somewhere else, I would put the link that I want it to go to in this field. And I would put the tip, the screen tip. So click here to go to learn more about MS and exercise. Okay, maybe I would type something like that in there. But the image is not intended to take you anywhere else. So therefore, that's good enough. So now I'm going to insert that into the post. Whoops, before I press that button, I am going to make my image right aligned. So it's going to float over to the right and the text will be on the left. So I'm going to insert into post, and now you can see that there's an image in there. All right, and I think I'm going to throw in another image with this paragraph. I'm coming back over here to Google Images. Whoops. Previous one. There we go. And I'm just going to type in the word overheated. Overheated. Okay, so how about, since the image at the top is a woman doing exercise, let's do a woman overheated. All right, so there's a woman overheated right now. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is click on the image to see if this is a copyrighted image. Well, you know what? It is a copyrighted image and somebody else is using it illegally. I'll tell you how I know that. I'm going to go back to see if this is a copyrighted image. All right, when I hover over the image here, it shows me the website it's coming from, Kula Banda. Kula Banda, that's the website that is currently hosting this image that I'm looking at. But you see the file name of the image, it says iStock. iStock is a website where you purchase the use of a photograph. So they have likely downloaded the picture from iStock and used it either illegally, or it is possible that they have purchased it from iStock, but they didn't change the file name. Okay? I always change the file name so that that file name is a reflection of what is in the picture. So because I know this is originally an iStock photo, I'm not going to use it. All right? So let's see what other options here we have. So maybe this one is the answer. Oh, but it's way too tiny. You see how small it is? Okay, so we're going to go woman overheated, perspiring. There we go. And I'm not even sure I spelled that right. But, okay, here we go. There's an overheated woman. Let's see if this one is. Okay. There's no photographer's name on it. And it is just hosted on a website that looks like selling natural health food products. So they don't sell pictures for a living. So that tells me that this is probably not a copyrighted image. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to save image as, and it's gone to my random temp downloads. I'm going to say a woman patting down her face, sweating from the heat. Okay, good enough. All right, covers off. So, and I could have said Asian woman, but it doesn't matter. Just try to be as descriptive as you can. All right, so here I've already got my cursor dropped at what should I do if I get overheated. So I'm going to click on my media, add media, click on select files, and then I'm going back down to woman looking in fridge, there, patting her face down, sweating. There we go. All right, and again, Once it's fully uploaded, now I can copy the title into the alternate text line, and this one I'll make it left aligned, and I want it to be, I don't want it to be the full size because it's really big. So it's defaulting to medium, and that'll work for me. So I'm going to insert into post. And let's have a look. View post, and let's go have a look. And there we go. Yep. All right, so now I have an image. This one, you see how it is aligned over on the right, and my text is wrapping around it. And this image is aligned on the left, and my text is wrapping around it. So that's a good thing, but I think I want to drop this one bullet down a little bit. So let's do this instead. I'm going to force a line break. Hit save. Waiting for it. And I don't know why I got to do the publish thing. Preview post. Not allowing. View post. Okay, I'm coming here. Alrighty. Now the thing to keep in mind, now it took out my force line. So I'm going to, and this is what you have to do sometimes, I'm going to put a period in there, and then I'm going to make the period white so it doesn't show up. And that is just my little trick for the day to teach you how to fool the heck out of WordPress. There you go. Let's just have a look at it now and see if we've got some space. There we go. There we go. So now we have some space in there. That looks better. All right, so now we have our images, and we have our republished from, and we've got our headings, and we've got everything working right. Changing Pages support team posted this on November 12th. Okay, so not only have you gotten an instructional video from us today, but you've also gotten a little bit of workaround.